crushed by the very dream factory that promised success. In this video, we'll pull back the curtain to reveal the shocking cost of fame and show how the pursuit of stardom can turn into a nightmare you never saw coming. Before we dive in, hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the shocking stories we uncover. Heath Ledger. No one was truly ready for what he was about to unleash. Not Hollywood, not his fans, not even himself. Young, captivating, and blessed with a rare emotional depth, Ledger didn't just portray characters, he inhabited them. His career changed forever in 2008 with The Dark Knight, where he became the Joker, a villain unlike any ever seen before. His Joker was not a cartoonish adversary, but a chilling embodiment of chaos, unpredictable, unsettling, and mesmerizing. Critics praised it as one of the finest performances in contemporary cinema. But behind the acclaim, Ledger was struggling. Friends remembered that he had difficulty detaching from the role. Insomnia tormented him, his diet deteriorated, and anxiety consumed him. To calm his mind, he turned to a dangerous mix of prescription medications, sleeping pills, painkillers, and anti-anxiety drugs. Each night became a gamble with his well-being. On January 22, 2008, New York City woke to shocking news. Heath Ledger, only 28 years old, was found dead in his Soho apartment. The autopsy confirmed an accidental overdose of prescription medications. Yet the question lingered. Was it truly accidental? Or the inevitable consequence of an industry that pushes its brightest stars beyond their limits? Hollywood mourned a legend gone too soon. His death remains a haunting reminder that fame, while dazzling, can also be destructive, leaving even the most brilliant talents alone with their inner demons. Philip Seymour Hoffman was never a traditional movie star. He didn't possess the looks of a leading man, nor did he seek the spotlight. Yet whenever he appeared on screen, time seemed to stand still. His portrayal of Truman Capote earned him an Academy Award, and films like The Master, Doubt, and Magnolia highlighted his unparalleled ability to vanish into a role. Hoffman was a true chameleon, a master of his craft, admired for bringing raw authenticity to every character. But even the most luminous talents carry private battles. From a young age, Hoffman struggled with addiction, a challenge he managed to control for over 20 years of sobriety. For a while, he seemed to embody hope that recovery was attainable. Then in 2012, cracks began to appear. Relapses followed, accompanied by multiple attempts at treatment. Behind closed doors, away from cameras and accolades, he wrestled with an unrelenting struggle. On February 2, 2014, the world received the heartbreaking news. Hoffman had been found unresponsive in his New York apartment at just 46 years old. The details shocked many because he wasn't a reckless newcomer, nor merely a cautionary tale of sudden fame. He was a respected veteran, a father of 3, and a cherished colleague. His passing highlighted a painful reality. Addiction does not discriminate. It affects people beyond talent or public admiration. Without help and lasting peace, even the strongest can be overcome. Hollywood mourned deeply, and audiences still feel the absence of an artist whose work remains timeless. River Phoenix. River Phoenix had the face of an angel and the spirit of a storm. He wasn't just Hollywood's next big star, he was the hope of a new generation. Often compared to James Dean, and praised for the quiet intensity of Stand By Me and the raw emotion of My Own Private Idaho, River didn't need to yell to move audiences. His presence was magnetic, authentic, and unforgettable. But behind that brilliance, few could see the darkness he carried. Raised in a bohemian family, his childhood was shaped by music, activism, and freedom, but also by contradictions. Drugs weren't entirely hidden in his world, creating risks that followed him into adulthood. A child prodigy turned cultural icon, River carried scars that neither fame nor applause could heal. On October 31st, 1993, River went to the Viper Room, a trendy Los Angeles club partly owned by Johnny Depp, with his brother Joaquin and close friends. What was meant to be a night of fun turned into a tragedy. Outside on the sidewalk, River collapsed after taking a lethal mix of heroin and cocaine. Joaquin, only 19 at the time, frantically called 911, but it was too late. River Phoenix, just 23, was gone. The news stunned the world. His death was more than a loss. It was a warning about the relentless pressures of growing up in the spotlight, the hidden battles with addiction, and the harsh cost of brilliance. Today, River's presence still lingers in Hollywood, a haunting reminder of interrupted beauty and an enduring question: who protects the dreamers who give us hope? Whitney Houston was the voice. She didn't just sing, she moved the world. With "I Will Always Love You," she broke records, captivated millions, and became an icon of unmatched elegance, beauty, and power. On stage, she seemed untouchable, unforgettable. But behind the dazzling persona, Whitney was already struggling inside. Her turbulent relationship with Bobby Brown marked the start of a downward spiral. Together, they fell into cycles of heavy drug and alcohol use. What began as passion turned toxic, fueled by excess, arguments, and secrecy. The once flawless diva began to fade. Her golden voice wavered. Her live performances grew unpredictable. And as tabloids ridiculed her struggles, she sank further into addiction. On February 11, 2012, the night before the Grammy Awards, tragedy struck. Whitney was found unresponsive in the bathtub of her Beverly Hills hotel room at just 48 years old. The coroner later confirmed the cause: accidental drowning, with cocaine, alcohol, and prescription medications as contributing factors. The world was stunned. How could a woman with such brilliance, such light, end this way? The answer was painful. Her cries for help were drowned out by an industry that pushed her back on stage even as her spirit was breaking. Today, Whitney Houston is more than a music legend. She remains a haunting reminder that fame cannot heal hidden wounds, and that even the greatest talent is not enough to survive when the soul goes unheard. Lindsay Lohan. For a while, Lindsay Lohan seemed unstoppable. With her playful smile and natural talent, she captivated the world in The Parent Trap. Later, in Mean Girls, she ruled as the queen of teen cinema. She had charisma, presence, and a spark that seemed destined for a permanent place at the top of Hollywood. But behind the glamour, her reality was far darker. Lindsay grew up in a home filled with chaos, with parents whose public conflicts brought more scandal than stability. Instead of refuge, she found exposure. Fame didn't arrive gently. It crashed over her like a storm. $1-million contracts, endless parties, paparazzi at every turn, and an industry eager to exploit her. Gradually, it all began to unravel. Arrests for driving under the influence, drug possession headlines, and repeated rehab stays turned her career into a media spectacle. Each misstep became tabloid fodder, overshadowing the talent that first made her a star. In candid moments, Lindsay admitted she used substances to numb an emptiness she didn't know how to face. She attempted comebacks, fighting to reclaim her career. Yet Hollywood, as ruthless as ever, saw her as a liability. Though her talent never faded, her public image was fractured. Today, Lindsay has built a more stable life. She is married, welcomed her first child in 2023, and lives largely out of the spotlight in Dubai. Step by step, she is rebuilding with dignity. Her story remains a cautionary tale about what happens when a child is turned into a product, and no one protects her from the dangers of fame. Marilyn Monroe was more than an actress. She was an icon, a legend, a woman who redefined sensuality in Hollywood. With platinum hair, red lips, and a playful laugh, she captivated millions and became one of the most recognizable faces of the 20th century. But behind the glamour was Norma Jean Mortensen, a woman shaped by hardship. Her childhood was marked by foster homes and orphanages after her mother was placed in a psychiatric hospital. Stability and affection were strangers in her life. Hollywood saw only the image. To the studios, she was a blonde doll meant to charm, not an artist to be taken seriously. Marilyn, however, yearned for respect, depth, and meaningful roles. Instead, she was handed contracts she couldn't refuse and pills to keep her going, barbiturates for sleep, sedatives for anxiety. As the years passed, insomnia, loneliness, and heartbreak, especially her failed marriages to Joe DiMaggio and Arthur Miller, pushed her deeper into despair. On August 5, 1962, Marilyn was found unresponsive in her Los Angeles home at just 36 years old. The official cause was acute barbiturate poisoning, yet her death has remained shrouded in mystery, conspiracy theories, and unanswered questions. Was it an accident, something darker, or simply the inevitable toll of a life lived under constant pressure? Today, her face still graces magazine covers and her image adorns walls. But her true story is a tragedy hidden beneath the glamour. Marilyn Monroe remains a lasting reminder of what happens when the world turns a wounded woman into an object of desire without ever caring for her soul. Macaulay Culkin was once the most recognizable child on the planet. With Home Alone, he became Hollywood's golden boy, a star whose charm appeared effortless. Every line, every mischievous glance captivated audiences. By the time most kids were playing in their backyards, Culkin was a global phenomenon, long before he could fully grasp what fame truly meant. But the fairy tale carried a dark shadow: his family. His father, Kit Culkin, also acted as his manager. Instead of nurturing him, he treated his son like a product, an investment, a money-making machine. The pressure was relentless, and Macaulay's childhood was consumed by schedules and control. At just 14, drained and exhausted, he made the difficult decision to walk away from Hollywood. Without structure, he struggled. The press soon circulated images of him looking frail and withdrawn, fueling rumors of addiction. Culkin denied the worst of the stories, though he admitted experimenting with substances in an attempt to escape a life he hadn't chosen. His decline wasn't marked by explosive scandals, but by a slow, unsettling retreat into the shadows. While other children dreamed of being him, he often dreamed of disappearing. Today, Macaulay Culkin has found a measure of peace. He lives quietly, away from the chaos of his youth. In 2021, he welcomed a son with actress Brenda Song, and in 2023, the couple became engaged, smiling again. Though never quite as he once was, he stands as a reminder that not every child star emerges unscarred. His story endures as a quiet yet powerful warning about the hidden cost of early fame. Charlie Sheen. For years, Charlie Sheen ruled television. With 2.5 Men, he became the highest-paid actor in the world. His humor, charm, and irreverence were ratings gold. But the sarcastic, wild persona audiences adored on screen wasn't a creation. It was Charlie himself. From an early age, Sheen embraced a reckless lifestyle filled with heavy partying, alcohol, drugs, escorts, and endless nights of excess. He wore the bad boy image with pride. Yet while cameras celebrated him, his personal life was unraveling. Legal troubles, allegations of violence, and repeated stints in rehab made everything spiral out of control. By 2011, he hit rock bottom. Erratic interviews, bizarre catchphrases like tiger blood and winning, and unpredictable behavior led to his firing from the very show that had made him a millionaire. Overnight, he went from beloved star to viral punchline. The most shocking revelation came in 2015 when Sheen publicly disclosed he was living with HIV. He admitted he had concealed the diagnosis for years, fearing stigma and exposure. The announcement stunned the world and forced him to confront not only his health, but also the emotional and financial fallout left behind. Since then, Sheen has spoken openly about his struggles, sought treatment, and worked to rebuild his life. Today, he maintains a much lower profile, focusing on family, health, and sobriety. While his reputation remains overshadowed by past scandals, Charlie Sheen stands as a cautionary tale, an actor not destroyed by Hollywood, but by the demons he carried within, paying the full price of fame in the public eye. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a new video. See you in the next one.